Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It's Friday and it's about 8:30, 8:45. Oh, I'm just being a bit lazy. I've been catching up on some YouTube viewing. Kenzie bought me a cup of tea and a banana and a naked bar for my breakfast. So I've had that. I've set my alarm for 10 o'clock, even though I'm awake, but just in case I doze off again. So I have been sleeping much better. I know I went through that stage of just not sleeping well, legs jumping constantly, body aching, all that kind of thing. And I don't know if it's because I'm not running. I miss doing my running and I do want to get back into it. But while I've got this poppy tendon, I don't think I can't remember if I mentioned it, but on the back of my leg, on my right leg, the tendon or ligament is slipping, and when I hike I can hear it pop 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 when I walk, and I can feel it, and by the end of my hike it hurts, but for the rest of the week I can hear it pop. But because I'm not walking a lot through the rest of it, it's just really around the house, it's not so bad. It feels tight and uncomfortable, but I do need to really go and see an osteo or somebody about it. But until that happens, which you can't really do through lockdown, but until that happens, I've just decided the only real pressure I'll put on it is a hike once a week. Yeah, so the running is on hold for now. The thing is, I know I can do it, and I like the fact that it tones me, but yeah, it's not doing me any good right now. So what was I saying? Yeah, but I do seem to be sleeping better, and I just wonder if that's because I'm not exercising so hard. My body's not aching so much or is uncomfortable as much. But either way, I'm sleeping more solidly through the night. I am having a lot of very strange dreams, so I'll share a few of my weirder dreams. Last night, I had a horrible dream last night, and I actually sat and thought about it when I woke up, because I thought I want to tell you about it. And if I don't actually think it through my brain while it's fresh to process what happened in the dream, then when I try to tell you now, I will have forgotten it, because dreams work like that. They're so vivid at the time. But the first dream I'll tell you about was one I had, I think it was last weekend. It was horrible. So we have a social club, sports and social club in the village. And as you lot know, I'm not really a social person. Every now and then I would go. I might meet some friends and have a little drink in the summer. But I met somebody walking down my parents' road, and they were like, "Oh, were you in the club last night?" And I said, No. And they said, "Oh, so you didn't see the lovely bread that Pam made?" And I said, "No, I didn't." And they said, "Oh, let me show you what happened." I said, "She made this amazing bread, and then what was left she put in the cupboard." And I was like, "Right." And said, "And then this morning we've come in and look," and he pulled this thing out of his pocket, and this is a bit gross. It was like a battered mouse. It was like the bread had folded itself over around a mouse, and he was holding up this mouse-shaped piece of bread. And I was like, "Oh my God, that's horrible." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm taking it to the vets," which suddenly was at the end of my parents' road, which is a bit weird. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm taking it to the vets." And he broke the bread open, and there was this poor mouse bleeding and, really not very well inside. And I was like, "Oh my God, you need to take that to the vets, go to the vets." So that was pretty disgusting and weird. It was like a battered mouse is what it looked like. So that was my first really random weird dream. And then last night I dreamt I was in a house that we owned, and my mum was there as well. I believe I was an adult in this dream, and it wasn't a house that I've ever lived in. But my brother was there, and various other people, and I kept being taunted by, again, I can't remember the exact details of this because a lot of it has started to fade, but it was really scary kind of images, and like the place was haunted. Well, it felt haunted. And I did things like I'd put my phone on the bedside table where my bed was, and it would constantly keep sliding to the side and going off onto the floor. And this was going on, and I was trying to tell people, look, you know, look how scary this is, and horrible things were happening at night, and the feeling would change, and then suddenly feelings would start to ease. It's like I knew that that was the end of the horribleness, because it was like a weight was lifting. And I thought, right, there's no more horrible stuff going to happen this evening, because I could feel like literally like an oppression lift, and I thought whatever was here is not here now, and then it would come back again. So it got to a point where in this dream I suddenly saw this man walk across the room, and I was saying to people, he's right there, can you not see him? This is the one. And people were like, there's no one there, there's no one there. So in the end I grabbed him, and actually it was a solid figure. I grabbed him, I spun him round, and I was saying to him, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? And we'd got to a point where like we were thinking that the happenings were connected to something in this particular room. Like there was some kind of link to a piece of furniture or an item in the room that came with the house. And my brother was renovating this old piece of furniture, this really old chest of drawers type thing. And I was thinking we just need to get rid of it because it's like a haunted piece of furniture. And I was like, how much do you really like this? And he was going, yeah, I really like it. So he was renovating it, and I just wanted it out. So when this guy appeared, I was saying to him, you know, what is going on? And he started pointing to these videos, like old video cassettes that were on the floor. And he said to me, I got ill here. And he was pointing to the video. I filmed it, and he's pointing to the videos, and then he just vanished. So I put these videos on, wondering what I was going to see. And where my bed was, where I had placed it, was where this guy's bed was in the room. And so I'd put my bed exactly where his bed was. And then he was running a fever, and he had got ill. And one of the things that had happened is he was starting with telekinesis, and so one of the like side effects of his illness was that he couldn't control his power, and so things were moving, and exactly where something was moving is where my phone was placed in my reality, and it kept falling off the bedside table. And I was like, look, that's, you know, look at this video and look at what's happening. And yeah, and then I kind of woke up. So it did kind of come to, there was obviously something going on, and I assume this guy must have died because nobody else could see him. Very weird. It was a bit like, you know, when a superhero like starts to get his powers and he gets fever, like Spider-Man when he got ill after the spider bite, and then all of a sudden like his hands got sticky, and yeah, you know, he started to change and he could do things. I suppose it was a bit like that for this guy who was in this bed. I just remember thinking it would have made a really good kind of horror, spooky movie type thing. I keep saying I'm going to get a book and put it by the side of my bed. And then when I wake up, I'll start to write the things down. But the problem is, when I wake up, like I literally just go to the toilet and then I come back. And I don't want to wake myself up anymore. And my eyes are quite heavy. So I don't really want to then start writing, because that would wake me up more. I just want to go back to sleep. But maybe I should. Maybe I should get myself a notebook and start writing these things down. I could maybe write a really good book based on the premise of something that's come up in a dream. Well, I know. Anyway, I'm going to laze for a bit more, and then I need to get up and go for this test. First of these regular tests for COVID. Nice. Down my throat, up the nose. Blech.
It's frozen to stones.
Is that still the ice that you had yesterday? You took out the bird bath. If I give you the bird seed, can you refill the seed that's on the floor, please, love?
Yeah.
Thanks. I'll go and get it for you in a sec.
There's water in there.
There we go. De-icified it.
There's still some water in there.
Yep. We need the rocks in there, though, for the birds to sit on. That's why the rocks are in there, and also to stop the bird feeder blowing over. Shall I get some more water for you to put in? Well done, that boy. Can you lock the door, please?
Yeah.
Kenzie was on bird duty, weren't you, Kenzie? Yeah. Make sure they've got fresh water.
They've got cold in, and they'll freeze over again.
It will freeze over again. The ice is still there from yesterday when he...
It's actually fused with the pavement.
Fused with the pavement, has it? Can you put the bird seed back in the cupboard, please, love? And he's put some bird seed on a tray on the floor for the big birds, because the big birds can't use that new bird feeder. In fact, nobody seems to be using the new bird feeder that I bought. I don't know why, but they don't seem to be using it. Bath time for the tortoises. Munch and crunch. What lesson you got?
Last week, so there we go.
I gave the bathroom a clean, so that's a job done. Now I need to make-upify my face a bit. Thank you, big lorry. Big chip in my windscreen now. It looks like a river, but it's actually a playground. The whole thing is completely flooded. I'll see if I can get a better picture on the way back. I'll pull up and get a better picture. I'm currently at the test centre. I'm a few minutes early, so I'm just going to sit here for 5 minutes. And I think it seems to be one-way system, so someone's just come out of that bit over there. I wonder if I go in this way and I guess come out another door. But it does have big arrows going one way this way, so fingers crossed. Got my mask, although I might wear this one because this one feels a bit better. Might go for this one. Brendan quite likes it. I think it's these ones he quite likes. He's given up wearing the ones at work. He prefers to take in a fabric one and then chuck it in the wash when he gets in from work. He doesn't like the papery ones. I don't blame him. I don't like the papery ones. Lee's getting sore ears, like at the back where the elastic rubs. And I have suggested that he wears these instead because I don't think they're quite so harsh. But you can only tell him, can't you? You can't make him do it. Right. I'll see if I can get some footage of this as I'm doing it. I shall carefully, well, I don't know the setup. I think I have to test myself. They may send me off to a little corner or a cubicle or something. I'm not entirely sure. So we'll just see how it goes.
You belong to police or fire station?
Childminder.
Childminder, okay. Please go to table number 1.
Table 1. Thank you.
Now, can I get you to take your face mask off?
Yeah.
And then blow your nose for me, please?
Yeah. So did you want me to do this first or
Yeah, that first. And
that
then
first?
I'm going to pass you this. Have you done
Okay.
this before?
No. I have done it on my son.
Okay. Do you have a kind of an idea of what?
Yeah. Not to touch the teeth or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass this to you. Hold it from the open side.
Okay.
There's a tab at the top that's going to open. Once you've pulled it open, don't touch this at all.
Okay.
Only the handle at the top that is closest to you.
Okay. Okay. So each tonsil 4 times.
Yep.
Then nose
10 times.
10 times in each, as high up as I can get.
Not as high up
No?
as you can get, but until you feel a little bit of resistance.
Right. Okay.
It's normally about an inch up.
Okay. Thank you. can't really feel it, and then all of a sudden you just think
Yeah, I know.
I'm hoping it's in the right place.
It's alright, take your time.
It's making me gag, so I'm assuming. So that was 2 each side?
Fine, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, 2 on, no, so you need to do 4.
Another 2.
Done.
Yeah.
And then up each nostril until you feel a little bit
Yeah.
of resistance. And then swirl it around 10 times in each one, so 20 times in total.
Oh, tickly.
It is.
But makes your eyes water.
Yeah, I know. Perfect.
Huh.
No.
That was most unpleasant, but it said the test was working, so I must have done it correctly. Yeah, the swab kind of, you don't really feel it, so you don't know it's in the right place, and then all of a sudden it's like you've just been stabbed by something. No, that's not nastily stabbed, but like a prickle when you're like, ugh, from the brush. It's fine, nothing horrid. You know, the nose bit makes you tickle. My nose feels a bit tickly, but I'm sure they've perfected it now to be the least horrible it can be. So yeah, so in the next hour I should find out whether or not I have it or I don't. Let's be honest, I'm not here because I think I have. I'm here because it's been set up that way to stop the spread in the community. So yeah, you know, and actually it's not so bad. I've stayed in my car, I've come here, there was one person in front of me, everyone's kept very far apart, so I've not really come into contact with many people. This seems to be like a really good time to come, and I guess some childminders will still be working, so I guess they would probably come in the evening or weekend, so coming on a Friday or maybe even on a Monday works quite well. Traffic wasn't bad. Yeah, all in all, very well organised, very well set up. I'm not sure how much footage I caught, but we'll see. I'll see what I can put together for you. Anyway, I'm going to drive past that park and try and get a better view without the trees in the way of how flooded and frozen that area is. And I'm going to go home because I need a wee-wee. by the time I'd driven home, and I drove a longish way home, I took a bit of a detour so that I could show you guys some of Oxford as I was driving. By the time I got through my front door, my test had come back. So yeah, results negative, of course. But you never know, you know. Apparently on my way up, I was listening to the radio, and the news report was saying that between like 40 and 55% of most cases are asymptomatic. You know, they're being picked up on these random tests as opposed to being picked up on tests because people feel ill. So I don't know if they're just catching them early before people feel ill, or it's people who have been in contact with a lower viral load as opposed to those that then get really poorly and have had a higher viral load, so therefore feel more ill. I don't know. But either way, each person who has it is able to pass it on, whether they've had a bad reaction or not, or whether they've been given a higher viral load or a lower one. It doesn't matter, they're still carriers, if that makes sense. Right, I'm going to make a cup of tea. Kenzie's just about to finish his last lesson. He's doing maths, he's struggling, bless him, he's just talking to the teacher. And I'm going to make us egg on toast. So I've still got some gluten-free bread that needs using up. So I'm going to do some egg on toast. We're only having half toasted toast, annoyingly, because the oven keeps tripping every time I turn it on. So I don't know if it's broken or if, I don't know what happened. I'm not sure. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Good, good. Did you get your maths worked out?
Kind of.
Kind of. Did she help you?
Uh-huh.
Good. Right. Now, I've seen a lot of American channels that pop the eggs before they're cooked, so that it all goes hard. Now, I think a runny yolk is the best bit. Why do a lot of Americans, or is it just the channels I watch, break the yolks whilst they're cooking? I don't understand it. I've seen Canadians do it as well. I don't understand. Please enlighten me if you do, you know, if you know. Or is it just the channels I watch? Is it not like a general country thing? Because we like runny eggs in the UK as a rule. I've just sat and edited what I've got so far. And to be honest with you, I think I need to end this vlog here because we're already at like 20 minutes, 22 minutes. With my 10-minute waffle to you about my random weird dreams, I think I took up half the vlog. And then obviously with the little tour of Oxford and the COVID test, I just figured it's probably best to end it here. I can't imagine anything more exciting is going to happen. We're going to have fish and chips for dinner because I missed the fish and chip van the other day, so they're picking it up on the way home from work. I'm going to sit and do this puzzle, make another cup of tea. There you go, fairy puzzle with butterflies and all sorts, unicorns and palaces and all sorts. And then I will probably have a bath. And then I'll probably, oh no, I can't have a bath because Asda are coming. So Asda's coming at some point between 4 and 6. So I need to bring that shopping in. Excuse me. Anyway, this isn't making it any shorter, is it? Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow.